Welcome to Scarlet. Scarlet, which stands for Scalable and Reconfigurable Electronics Platforms and Tools, is an EC-funded FP7 First Call project coordinated by Thales Avionics. This presentation will provide you with a general overview about IMA-related standards. What is the general rationale for standardization? The ultimate target of standardization is cost reduction. This comes as a consequence of opening competition to industry. Allow a great reuse of components, modules, and communication protocols. And eventually making it possible to buy components developed and optimized by other suppliers. Two cases of work sharing should be considered. Building of a system with components provided by different suppliers, and the ability to share common data or exchange design data between the contributing participants. This ability may be translated in different ways, by standardizing the structure and types of data, or by sharing common activities through the use of the same tools. Currently, we can identify two areas of standards. Process-related standards, for example DO 178, Release B or C, or DO 254, and design-related standards, for example A653 or A664. Applying standards clears the way for introducing new, more efficient processes. Here are some examples. Decouples the development of software and hardware, supports the parallel development of components or products, supports engagement of multiple suppliers, and allows integration of components from different suppliers. The main topics addressed in this presentation are the standardization objectives in Scarlet, the main topics identified in the project, the standards of interest for activities addressed in Scarlet, and how far are we in the project. Firstly, Scarlet will identify all the elements coming from the work of the partners in the project that have a potential for standardization. The next step will be to allocate the elements to the applicable standards and to select which ones shall be addressed and in which way. Ultimately, each partner will be provided with all relevant information which they can use to address these topics at standardization organizations, for example EuroK, RTCA or ARINC, to work out ways to extend or even to create new standards to support the development and use of future DME components and systems. These activities will run in parallel to the work plans to achieve the demonstration targets, which are core to verify the new DME technology with respect to the selected parameters. Two topics of particular interest for the DME technology were identified within Scarlet. The first one is scalability. Scalability is related to design aspects. Standardization could potentially be required for packaging, i.e. cabinets design, main communication network and configuration characteristics of DME platform. The second one is reconfiguration. Reconfiguration is related to design and to process aspects. Since reconfiguration could involve platform components by different suppliers, standardization would be required, for example for platform services, operating systems or configuration. Both scalability and reconfiguration are connected. One needs another. On this slide, you can find the list of standards identified as being of interest for the DME technology developed in the project. It includes ED79A/SAE ARP 4754 Release A, certification considerations for highly integrated or complex aircraft systems. ED12B/DO178B and its newest versions C and A, software considerations in airborne systems and equipment certification. ED 80/DO254, Design Assurance Guidance for Airborne Electronic Hardware. ED 124/DO297, Integrated Modular Avionics IMA, Development Guidance and Certification Considerations. ARINC 651-1, Design Guidance for the Integrated Modular Avionics. ARINC 653, Avionics Application Software Standard Interface. ARINC 655, Remote Data Concentrator RDC. ARINC 664 Part 7, Aircraft Data Network Part 7, Avionics Full Duplex Switched Ethernet Network. And ARINC 661, Cockpit Display System Interfaces to User Systems. This is the classification of the identified standards, showing the subjects covered by the single standard. Configuration, internal interfaces, external interfaces, tools, scalability, middleware and services. The grey highlighted elements represent currently closed standards. A429 Communication, A825 CAN, A664 AFDX, A615 Data Loading, A665 Data Loadable Software. What is the way to address a respective standard at a standardization organization? Some of the identified standards are currently open and are being processed by working teams, whereas some others are closed or do not exist at all. Scarlett recommends 3 ways to act. The first way is for the case that the respective working group is closed or the standard does not exist at all. The industrial companies have a common interest to promote the standard, and they will come forward as a joint unity to increase the weight of the request. The second way is that Scarlett partners, as participant to running working groups, will feed their know-how from the standards to the Scarlett project. Material supporting the identified modification is prepared within the Scarlett project and is passed to the partners as a guidance. The third way is that the Scarlett partners, as participants in open working groups, bring their know-how acquired in the project to the standard. They do not act as a Scarlett member, but as an individual company. For some standards, we have already identified the way that could be used. Regarding ED 79A/ARP 4754A, after completion of the company and industry review phase, the updated standard was issued end of 2010. The major achievements include an optimized document structure representing the product development lifecycle, an introduction of objectives table, the alignment of process guidance to DO178, DO254 certification rules and their interpretation, an introduction of a new development assurance assignment guidance, a new development assurance definition, functional DAL and item DAL, an introduction of validation and verification independence requirements, and an introduction of an interface to the in-service phase. Up to now, the DAL definition is confusing and misleading. In ED 79/ARP 4754, we read Development Assurance Level. In ED 80/DO254, we read Hardware Design Assurance Level. In ED 12B/DO178B, it refers to Software Assurance Level. The new proposed definitions has been agreed between ED 80/DO254 and ED 12/DO178C, and these are functional DAL, which is system relevant, and item DAL, which relates to hardware and software items. Regarding ED 12C/DO178C. This standard is currently in the working group internal discussion and review process. The planned issue of this updated document is end of 2011. The major achievements include the adaptation of safety-related changes from ED 79A, including assurance level definition, a harmonized interface to system level, an update of tools qualification activities, an update of model-based development activities, and a general update of the document. Regarding ARINC 653. The ARINC 653 Standardization Subcommittee is the main discussion forum for IMA, DME-related avionics operating systems. Active participants include airframe manufacturers, IMA platform suppliers, OS vendors, and avionics application suppliers. The AEEC APEX subcommittee discusses particular topics including XML for configuration tables, HM for platform services, and an ARINC 653 Lite for time-critical issues. Currently, the group is working on following parts of the ARINC 653. Part 1. Required services. The according Supplement 2 has been published in March 2006. Part 2, Extended Services, which was published in January 2007, and the Supplement 1 was agreed in October 2008. Part 3, Conformity Test Specification, which was published in October 2006. Part 4, A Draft on Minimal Profile. Regarding ARINC 664. The ARINC 664 Standardization Subcommittee is the main discussion forum for aircraft data communication solutions. Active participants include airframe manufacturers, IMA platform suppliers, and avionic function suppliers. The AEEC NIS Subcommittee currently discusses generic topics. It was identified that no specific Scarlett-related topics are under discussion. In the future, issues with respect to reconfiguration should be taken into account. Regarding ARINC 661. The ARINC 661 Standardization Subcommittee is the main discussion forum for the Cockpit Display Interface Standard. It's in charge of development and maintenance of ARINC 661 flight deck display interface standards, for new airplane development programs and for retrofit programs including Airbus A350, Boeing 787, regional aircraft, general aviation and rotorcraft. It ensures growth for CNS ATM applications that provide advanced operational concepts that will increase aviation safety, capacity and efficiency. It defines the basic building blocks through which a graphical user interface to display systems can be developed. It's being expanded to meet OEM requirements for new airplane programs, and it will enable flight crews to interact with the CDS using a cursor control device. Currently, in Scarlett, the IMA and DME-related standards have been identified. Scarlett partners participating to the active working groups are keeping the project up to date with the working group progress. The topics reconfiguration and scalability are the main candidates for the potential future update of the A651, Design Guidance for IMA, as well as the ED 124/DO297, IMA development guidance and certification. Regarding this standard, the Scarlett partners are already progressing on some important issues. Terms of reference are in preparation. Consultation within the project about possible ways to contact the working groups, and the definition of the feasible roadmap for the selected standards. Thank you for listening. Please visit our website, and should you have any further questions regarding this video presentation, please do not hesitate to contact any of the persons mentioned. Thank you for your attention.